We're going to walk you through a quick start in Palmieri system in under 15 minutes. I've got this fancy clock right here. Let's go ahead and get it timed up for us. Let's roll. All right, so you're in Palmieri system and you start off in your dashboard. Now what the first thing is that we need to do is onboard a customer. There's two steps to getting the credit report in the system. First is we have to import the credit report HTML, and second, we have to parse the data out and pull it into the system. Palmieri system takes Smart Credit, MyScoreIQ, and Identity IQ. So first we need to do is we need to figure out which credit monitoring we are going to get. So let's go to MyScoreIQ, and we're going to log in. You'll need your client's credentials. Okay, log in. Okay, so we're going to log in. Again, you can use MyScoreIQ, Smart Credit, or Identity IQ. It doesn't really matter. It works with all three of them. And you'll go to your most recent report. In both Identity IQ and MyScoreIQ, there is this button right here that says download this report. Go ahead and press that, and it downloads it right here as an HTML file. So just like that, super simple. Now we go back to the software. We're going to go to Onboarding, Manage Credit Reports. This is where we are going to import the credit report document. So we're going to upload the credit report. And okay, and you just put something there for your description. It can't be blank. Upload the report. So we just find the report. This was in downloads. Here's our report right here. Your language shall be English. MyScoreIQ is a type of report. It's going to be an HTML file. You can ignore these tags right now. This is for a future release. So just bypass those and hit upload. And you will see it is kind of spinning backwards up there. That means something is happening. Okay, so here's your report. So now your credit report is there. Okay, so we went from Manage Credit Reports. Now we're going to go to Import Credit Reports. We've got to pull the data out of it. Okay, so we're going to select Document. This shows you the unparsed reports. Again, parsing means that you're going to pull the data out of it. And you're going to select the type of report, MyScoreIQ. If the customer already exists, select the customer. If not, put it on New Customer, and it will auto-create the client when you import. So we're going to go ahead and map it out to this client right here. We're going to press Parse. And again, it's spinning backwards. It'll do that here for a few seconds. And it's pulling the data in. Now it'll bring us to the abbreviation mapping feed. This is unique to Palmieri system. So if you can imagine a credit report, the center part of it has all the trade lines, and the bottom part has all of the addresses. Palmieri system actually pulls in the addresses, which is what's in this column over here, and creates a master list of addresses which can be used for furnisher direct letters. So what has to happen is you have to map the name of the trade line, okay, this is your trade line name that it gives you, with whatever it is for the address, because typically when you look at these reports, the trade line name actually is different than the address name, right? So we're going to go through and we're going to map these out. You do not have to map this for every client. Once a firm space Inc. is mapped to its creditor, just like this, once Ally Financial is mapped, then that means we're good to go. And you're not going to have to map these ones for any more clients. So this is going to be a little more front-loaded. Your first few clients, you're going to have to go all the way through your creditors. But once you get through these, typically your clients are going to have a lot of the usual suspects. Barclays Bank, Capital One. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording real quick. Just go through these, and I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, so I've got all of these selected and mapped out. I did not stop the clock, so we are at almost 8 minutes, just under. And now what we're going to do is go ahead and assign. Manually check each one of these little boxes, and what this is going to do is it is going to map the creditor name that appears in the trade line with the address name, because oftentimes they're not the same name, so you need to relate them. So we'll select these, batch verify, re-import, and it's spinning backwards, and what it's doing is it's pulling the data in. And once it gets through here, we are in business. Now it brings us to credit report customers. We go back to onboarding, and one other thing we're going to want to take a look at is our customer. So it auto-created the customer record from the credit report. So you're going to have to go and edit, and you want to just put in the rest of your customer's information here. That way this can pull in and appear in the templates. Okay, so we'll put that information in here. And all right, we'll save this. So now we are done with the onboarding. We've brought in the HTML, we've pulled out the data by parsing, and we've fixed our customer information. Now we're going to go to processing, and you'll notice just as you get your first glimpse at the software, you're going to have templates. We're actually going to, this page should be full. We push in a lot of templates, but this is where you're going to find your templates under processing. As far as the report, audit by credit report enables you to get to the audit by selecting the entire report. Audit by customer lets you, audit by creditor lets you select the individual trade lines. So we're going to go audit by credit report, view reports, select the report. You can see we've got multiple reports in here for this consumer. We'll select the proper report that we want to audit, select audit, and voila. Very simple, easy to see here. It puts all the inconsistent data in red. It puts the consistent data in green. You can use this green button to toggle back and forth between accounts. Now this is very important. Take note of this. If you see a trade line that has an entire column of not reported in zeros, that actually means the trade line is not reporting. So it's a little counterintuitive. It's just the way this first version was designed. We are going to change that in future releases of the software. If you see an entire column of no data and zero, don't dispute it, because actually it's not even in there. So to recap, we go to processing, audit by credit report, view reports, select the report that you want, go to audit, and here you go. The other way, go to processing, audit by creditors, view accounts, and this way actually shows you a list of your creditors, and you can select the ones that you want, go to audit, and in this case you can only toggle to the 3 that we selected, whereas if you went in by report you can toggle to all of them. So now that we're here, you want to select your template. Now when you first get it, there are not going to be in template. It's just going to show select. There will be no templates. So what you have to do is when you first get it, you're going to need to go to configuration, template mapping, create new, and this could be a drop down selection, and you just select it, which right there, hit add. I'm just going to add it twice, but you're going to need to do that for all of your templates once. Okay, once you do it, that'll pull it from the template, manage audit templates, to be able to be used here in the audit itself. So we go back to our audit, view reports, select our report, audit. Now you can see it's in here twice because we pulled it in. Okay, now as far as your audit, press this, select go, and just like that you have your beautiful template. Okay, let's try that again. Just like that, we have our beautiful template. Okay, and you've got, this one is going to all 3 bureaus. You've got your client information, and you know, you can say whatever you want to, and you've got all of the data here. Okay, so what you do is you do Control A, Control C, and then what you'll do is you'll open up Word, and we're going to go ahead and paste this in a Word document. Control V, and now you've got your nice template here pasted in. What you can do also is if you want to put an image, you know, let me back up, there's 3 parts to a pre-litigation dispute. Why is it wrong? Well, it's wrong because you use Metro 2, which we've got some language in here about that. What's wrong? Well, because it's reporting inconsistent, and if you have one standard, how could it be inconsistent? And then the proof. The proof is the 3rd part. So we've got this credit report exhibit here. So if you want to put a copy of the report, just kind of insert, page break, and then it brings this to another page, And by the way, these little paragraph markers, the way you get those, you go to Home, this little paragraph button, it allows you to see the markings. Okay, so just see what's going on. Okay, so now we're going to have to go back to our report. This trade line is a Discover Bank. Okay, so we're going to go back to our credit report. Control F. We're going to find Discover. Okay, there's usually a tool on your computer called Snip, some sort of a screen snipping tool. We're going to use our screen snipper. We're going to snip trade line image. We're going to save it to your desktop. Okay, so that's been saved. And then we're going to drag it in here. Okay, so what you can do is you can actually drag an image of the credit report right like that. And if you want to manipulate it, you can go to Layout. You can change the position if you want to. You can rotate it if you want to make it bigger. Just like that, you have a beautiful pre-litigation letter. We're going to go ahead and position, kind of center it. Look at that. So you've got the why, the what, and the proof. And there is your letter. With time to spare, let's take a look at our clock here. All right, so our clock, we still have a minute left. We're going to go ahead and stop the clock. Okay, so just like that, in under 15 minutes, you are quick started. Just to recap, as far as your configuration, when you first get into your software, you will need to go to template mapping and map in individually each one of the templates, which right now I've just got one in this demo mode, but there's going to be about 45 or 50. You just hit add, and then that will enable them to show up here. And so there you go. That is your quick start in under 15 minutes.